We'll be discussing 4 topics. But before going into the topic, I would like to welcome everyone on the Zoom. We are glad to have you as our guests for this program. Welcome to COPDEM People's Parliaments. We are glad to have you present, and we look forward to engaging with you in the course of this program. So today we are looking at issues that borders on Kadri Yusuf. You know, we're discussing about how Nigeria happened to Alabi. Alabi is this boy that was trending in Nigeria's, in P2B's Lagos viral photo during the 2023 general election. We'll also be looking at the LP Endless Leadership Tussle. We'll look at the trending musician by Idris Abdulkarim, titled Tell Your Papa. So these are the 3 areas we'll be looking at. Let me read it in full. Number 1, trending stories. 1, Tell Your Papa by Idris Abdulkarim. Then we are now to discuss on the overreaching power of the NBC. Number 2, LP Endless Leadership Tussle and the credible alternative in ADC. Supreme Court judgment, a theater of confusion. Kadri Yusuf Alabi, boy in Obi Lagos viral photo, languishing in jail for theft. Nigeria and its criminal justice system. So, ladies and gentlemen, the 4th one is Tinubu official working visits or medical tourism. Because the Nigerian government, they are confusing us. They claim Tinubu has gone for a whole 2 weeks official working visits, whereas there are also intel indicating that it's not actually a working visit, it's a medical tourism. As a matter of fact, it's strange to have a sitting president visiting another fellow sitting president, and the host president is traveling to another country. He traveled to India, and some are speculating he traveled to Egypt. Whichever be the case, the fact is established that Emmanuel Macron traveled out of France, while our own president, Mr. Bola Ahmed Tinubu, traveled to France for a purported 2 weeks official visit. So one will be wondering which task he will be performing while staying in France, where the sitting president has traveled to another country. So it all boils down to foreign, putting a look at our foreign interests and seeing how it aligns with whatever Bola Ahmed Tinubu is doing with his frequent visits to France. And if you look at this recent development across Africa, African countries are beginning to detach themselves from France, are beginning to seek for true independence of their people. African countries are tilting towards, as a matter of fact, Burkina Faso has not just declared France to exit their country, but they've dropped France as an official language. So these are some of, Niger of recent equally did the same. They dropped France as official language. I think they have adopted Hausa, and they've been able to ask France to leave their country. All their military formation were asked to exit the country. So this is what tells of a country that is truly independent. But in our own case as Nigeria, Bola Ahmed Tinubu seemed to be going the other route of tilting towards France. And one begin to wonder, what's the benefits? What's the economic benefit of this unholy alliance, so to say? So, ladies and gentlemen, please feel free to hug the mic and have your contribution on these four burning issues. So you are at liberty to decide on where to start from, either to start from the minor Kadri Yusuf Alabi, who has been languishing in jail since January for an alleged theft, you know. And based on information gathered, we got to realize that he was set up by his peers who felt he did not share the proceeds of his fame. You know, the viral picture that went viral during 2023 election, where he stood in front of Mr. Peter Obi convoy in Lagos, that has actually attracted some fame. And well-meaning Nigerians have made some meaningful donation to him. So the area boys were demanding a sort of settlement for such, and they feel it was not forthcoming. So they had to set him up and claim that he was part of a criminal gang that robbed an area. That was how police ended up prosecuting him in court, and he landed in jail since January till date, awaiting trial. These are some of the rots in Nigeria judicial system that Mr. Dele Farutimi has written about in a book titled Nigeria and its Criminal Justice System. Over time, since he wrote the book, he has been vindicated many times by the attitudes, by the actions of the Nigerian state and the Nigerian judiciary in particular. So, ladies and gentlemen, please have your contribution made on these four burning matters. Let's get your feedback on the matter. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Due process. Good afternoon, everyone.
Yes, Mr. Agwanyiko, good afternoon from Edo State.
It's good to be here once again. Now, I want to start from the last submission on Tinubu going to France and relationship with France. You know, for me, I want to differ from the analysis that you have given on independence of France. You see, as far as I'm concerned, if you look at the narrative surrounding this visit, like you have said recently, he went for a working visit, and the country he went to, the president is going to another country. Nobody does that now. So obviously what it means is that they have lied to Nigerians. And that has been a common feature of this government. You see, a situation where all your activities are shrouded in misinformation and lies. Recently, there was this rumor that Wike fell down in a meeting and had stroke. And you saw that you're coming out to, beyond deny that fact, also insult Nigerians and call them idiots, online idiots. That pictures of Wike that we have seen actually shows that the man has stroke, has a partial stroke. So whether he fell down or not, so which means there are elements of truth in that information and that rumor. So what baffles me is where a government now begin to tell the citizens lies all the way. So does that not give us a cause to worry as a people? Because everything they seem to be doing, seems to be full of deceit. So how are we not even sure that when they tell us that the economy is improving, are we not even sure that the economy is actually improving? And most especially when we don't even see a reflection of it in actuality, you know, apart from the paperwork that you just come to show to us. And how are we even sure of, how can we have confidence in you? You know, how are we sure that you are not actually depleting this country to the detriment of the people? You know, because there's nothing that you have done, there's nothing that you have seen from the day of the election result, which was also a false result. Everything seems to be in the negative about the government, and that is very worrisome. That is my concern right now. Then going from that, you also note that the issue of the boy that is that is in prison. Like we were saying yesterday that the case has gone to court, but I think from what I read thereafter, the case has actually not gone to court. That the guy was just thrown into prison without being tried, which of course is very appalling. I want to think that with the way the situation is now, I want to suggest that COPDEM should be able to do a press release in this regard, condemning the action, at least adding our voice to the agitation that's already going on this case, most especially because of our position as a pro-democracy group speaking for the interests of the people. I just wanted to mention that. I think we can start from the Mr. G process.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Agboni, for that elaborate background. As a matter of fact, a communique has to go out from this platform, and that is what we stand for, of course, to stand for the oppressed, to stand for the masses. And injury anywhere is injustice anywhere is injustice everywhere. How do you lock up a minor since January in jail till now without passing a judgment? Is uncalled for. As a matter of fact, this call for a total overhaul of the Nigerian justice system. It's not working. It's a fraud that needs to be thoroughly investigated and checkmated. So, fantastically, we are calling for a review of the case and ensure that the boy is not just released, but is paid some damages. How do you seize a minor's freedom since January until this moment without passing a judgment as to whether he's guilty or otherwise? You just kept him languishing in jail. Are you hardening the heart of the juvenile? They are hardening his heart to join the criminal gangs because, of course, throughout his stay in the jail, he's not mixing with positive mind. The good breeds of the society. Rather, he's mixing with different crop of people he has never met in his life, and only God knows the orientation that may be taking place in the prison. So, to this end, we are calling for a total review of the Nigerian justice system. It's not working. As a matter of fact, nobody deserves to be in prison without trial. In prison now, to be on record that he has gone to prison without trial to justify whether he is guilty or otherwise. As a matter of fact, even if he is guilty, how do you take such a juvenile to Kirikiri prison? Kirikiri, the maximum security prison that is meant for hardened criminals. So these are some of the things I believe what happened to the Kadri is beyond just area talks. It has to do with the government involvement. The government is complicit in this matter because the speed at which Kadri was in prison calls for, a thorough investigation. So that's my position on this matter. And for the president of Nigeria that finds comfort in traveling to France for purported working visit, he should be ashamed of himself. If he cannot rule the country, the honorable thing to do is to step aside. He should step aside and give room for more credible hands to come in. The country is failing and it keeps failing. All we have is different aides coming to media to address the press. Did we voted for aides? We never voted for any political aides. We voted for our candidates, but he stole the mandate. So he should live up to the responsibility of that office. And if he cannot, there is no crime in admitting that, okay, I thought I could, but at this point, I can no longer do it. You resign honorably. Why is it difficult for Africans to resign? And look at Idris Abdul Karim. He released a song. All he said in that song is the obvious reality. And the government of the day is using power through NBC to ban the song. Every word in that song titled Tell Your Papa is just a message. Go home and tell your father that he's performed poorly, he's failing. What is bad in it? The last time I checked, we're supposed to have freedom of speech. So what is the role of NBC in this whole matter? Trying to censor the lyrical content in Idris Abdulkarim's song. It's a shame on Nigeria. Practicing democracy since 1999, and we have not made any tremendous progress towards press freedom. We have not made any tremendous progress towards fundamental human rights of our citizens. So I call for more contribution on this matter so that we can have a deliberate discussion. So if you want to add to your voice to what is happening, the topic is on the Jumbotron. You can click on it and see it for yourself. You have 4 topics, trending topics that we're discussing for today. Mr. Jobson, you're welcome from Kwara.
A very good afternoon to you, due process.
Yes, good afternoon. Glad to have you on board. Welcome to COPDEM People's Parliament.
Thank you. It's a pleasure joining this program this afternoon once again.
Thank you. We had a challenge establishing the link much earlier. We started almost 2:30, but it's good that we are starting than not starting at all.
Yes, I understand.
So you can make your input, please.
Yes, let me start from where you stop right now, which is Idris Abdulkarim trying to send a message to our so-called dear president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. It is quite very unfortunate in this country that they are looking for every single means to silence every voice that come to speak against their government. And in such a shameful manner, NBC has been a platform that is being used to silence the voice of Nigeria now. When you check it, that is how I see it, because if NBC is not being used, I see no reason why NBC will stop such. If you even listen to the message, it's very, very clear and simple. Sheyi Tinubu, tell your papa this is what is happening in our country. It's just a message. He has not insulted the president. He has not said anything negative against the president to me personally. He conveyed a very good message of the Nigerians and average Nigerians to say, and which is not supposed to be stopped. But NBC has taken it upon themselves, and it's a wake-up call. And that is why you even see our legislature trying to put a bill now on social media bills. And I believe this is what they want to do, to stop every single voice that will come out against the government of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, which is uncalled for. And we have to stand on our ground to stop all this mess, because it's a total mess, which is not acceptable. We are indigenous of Nigeria. We are citizens of Nigeria. We have the rights, and our voice must be heard through social media. Why would they want to stop us? Just because somebody there is not doing the right thing. And on the second part of my discussion this afternoon is Tinubu visit to France. You can imagine what that visit will be up to. I'm not seeing it from the perspective of what others are seeing it from. I'm only seeing it a very big collaboration between Nigeria and France in order to mess up things we have, and France to support Tinubu based on what he has been doing, because France is one of the deadliest countries in Europe that will never support any good thing in Africa. I quote President Macron then. He said categorically, he, the president of France, will never be part of anything good in Africa if Africa are not there for them. So of what good will Tinubu visit to such country give to Nigerians? That is to tell you that they have another agenda. Tinubu going to France is not for medical reason. I don't want to take it like that. I know it's on a bilateral business talk with President Emmanuel Macron. And Tinubu should not come and tell us he wants. What sort of vacation is that? Are they not better country? Why don't he go to USA if he wants a vacation or he wants a working visit to? Let him go to United States if he's just as the president of Federal Republic of Nigeria. But he cannot go just because he knows Trump will not give him such room. He will not give him such grant. And a very, very bad to is very, very bad to me because I don't want to speak much on these things because what is going on now, I don't know, maybe you are aware of it. There is an agenda to start picking youths who are vocal online now, by all means, for them to stop it in Nigeria. They are ready to stop any youth who is vocal, who is speaking the truth and is speaking the mind of Nigerians now. So those agendas, I don't want to say much. There are some things I will not divulge here, but with those of us following them in and out and have some of in-house with them, we know what we are saying. Tinubu did not go to France for any medical visit or neither working visit. He only went to France for another plan with Emmanuel Macron, and which, if you earlier see it, Wike was sent ahead to France, if I'm not making mistake. I hope you guys are aware that Wike, the fall of Wike was not, is not a, Wike is not even, someone was saying is a partial stroke. I didn't say it's not a partial stroke. These are the agendas, just like the way they use Chief Justice of the Federation then is on wish here. He traveled to Europe for a medical checkup. That is the same method these guys are using now. To deceive Nigeria, they are going for medical or social treatment to go and have this discussion so that Nigeria will not know what is happening. But we need to be vigilant. We need to open our eyes. We need to deep more to investigation and get the accurate result of what we are looking for in order to counter all their plans come 2027. And as of the boy Quadri, I believe we can speak for him. I believe we can come out against the government, even the judiciary arms of government in particular, because that boy is a minor. Let me put it this way. Is a minor, and he shouldn't go to Kirikiri prison in the first place. And somebody who has not been convicted should not even be in Kirikiri prison in the first place. But I see no reason why that boy has been taken to Kirikiri. I don't know how true 100% about it. I won't say much on that. But the fact is still remains, if this is true, no, it is totally unacceptable by we Nigerians. And we must speak out to stop them from delaying this boy in that prison, keeping him in that prison, because they have deprived him of his freedom. And his freedom cannot just be deprived just like that without any compensation per adventure which it has been released or be taken out from that prison. We need to speak for the compensation of this boy called Quadri Alabi. We need to speak for him. We need to mobilize people to speak for him. We need to talk much about this boy freedom. We need to start speaking out, both on our social media handle, everywhere, for this boy freedom, as far as I'm concerned. So that is just it. The second one on the topic there, which is Labour Party endless leadership torso and the credible alternative in ADC. Supreme Court judgment, a theater of confusion. Yes, like I rightly said yesterday, is a theater of confusion. And why ADC is an alternative, to me, is ADC is a new party to us. And we, the obedient movement, we need to look at the best alternative party, not the so-called Hydrad mustard called Labour Party, because I call it Hydrad mustard because the guys involved in this game now are not ready to let the power off from their hands. And they will go to every length to make sure that Labour Party is being destabilized. A party that is being destabilized can never have peace. They can't do anything good come 2027. And that is the reason why we need to look to ADC as our alternative party to adopt as fast as possible, so that the mobilization for membership will be easy for us as fast as possible. We need to achieve that between now to December 2025, which is our main, to me, is my own main target and goals for this ADC party. And I pray God Almighty will help us as a team, as a member, and as a volunteer member to achieve this aim successfully. Thank you so much to every one of us here this afternoon.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Jobson. Such a wonderful contribution from Kwara State. And I want to assure you that whatever we are doing here, the world is watching us. They have access to it through DDM, and it's being broadcast live. So it is our hope that we are making meaningful contribution towards changing the narrative in terms of bad governance. You know, when you don't speak, you will not be able to make any impact. But you may be speaking and thinking maybe your voice is not going louder enough. No, it is. It's going loud. If it's not going loud, they should not have stopped, censor this Idris Abdul Karim's new song, Your Papa. So it shows that they're actually feeling the heat of truth, the heat of the cry for justice. So they are feeling the heat and will continue to pressure them to do the right thing. That's the essence of this platform. We provide the people with opportunity to be able to have their say on how their country is being governed. Talking about Tinubu's visit to France and that of Wike, I can assure you that I watched a video and all I could see in that video was that Wike is partially paralyzed. His movement and all that, they are only trying to claim all is well, but all is not well. That just is, all is not well at all. And even Tinubu's visit to France, it still boils down to an attempt to recharge the battery. All is not well. You know, we all have old parents at home. We know how this thing goes when old age begins to set in. But then they want to pretend that they are strong. They want to pretend that they are youthful. They want to pretend that they have capacity to rule. You know, that's why they keep forcing themselves on us, not because they have the capacity. So let us set that record straight. So that'll be all from today's episode. I don't know if there will be more contribution. Mr. Agbonifo, you have something more you want to say before we call today's program to a close for the week? Mr. Agbonifo, are you there? All right. I think
nothing more to say. I think it's okay. It's okay to shut down our discussion.
It's all right. Thank you all
please,
for
Mr. Benifo, I think you are from Edo State, sir.
Yes, I'm from Edo State.
Please, I have a very, very good colleague of mine who is a mobilizer and a grassroots mobilizer to the core.
Let's wrap up the program. When we wrap up the program, we can always connect to have private discussion.
Okay.
When we wrap up
it's
the
because
program,
I don't have his WhatsApp connection. That is why.
So thank you for your time. God bless you all, and have a fruitful weekend till we see next week, God's willing. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye to you too.
Yes, thank you. Mr. Carver, are you there?
Yes.